Hey everybody, it's Zach from Myshire Farm, and we are hatching out a ton of babies today, which got me thinking. We have came a long way in raising Coturnix quail, from where we started to where we are, and I was kind of thinking at the beginning how we were doing things. And you don't have to go extravagant right at the beginning. So today we're gonna talk about how we started out and maybe some tips and tricks to save you money on raising Coturnix quail and raising them on a budget. So hopefully this will help, and let's get started. All right, so obviously this is our setup now. We went over this in depth last week. There was one comment that kept coming up that people wanted to know. So the length between the floor and the light is 6.5 inches for those of you that wanted to know. But this is how we do things now, and there's a lot of things that we've learned along the way. We really like the wire at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about the bedding. We really like the blue paper towels because that really eliminates a lot of issues with the chicks and things like that. But this is how we started, guys. That's right. So let's talk about it, shall we? All right, so let's talk about this setup here and how we started. Now, I went out, and obviously we don't use this anymore. We've grown a little bit, but everything here is under $50 completely, and this will hold about 30 chicks. So to raise 30 chicks for the first 3 weeks will cost less than $50, actually less than $45. Except for the feed. You just got to buy the feed. That's the only difference. And I didn't want to do that just because everybody's feed cost is a little bit different. But this is all you need to raise Coturnix chicks. So let's go through it. So obviously you just need a feeder and a waterer. Now we prefer the larger ones. But they are on our Amazon store. If you want to check that out, we're an Amazon affiliate. It's in the description, but we've got the blue paper towels and the feeders and the waters and all kinds of stuff, the heat lamps and things like that on that store where you can just check it out and at least see the prices and things like that. So check that out in the description. But so the tote I actually bought at Walmart, and it was $9.97. And then inside, I have two different floorings for you. And I'm gonna tell you the benefits of each. So the blue paper towels are really nice because it's not much of as much of a mess, as well as if you're keeping them inside for the first couple of weeks, which is what we did for a long time, there's not as much dust and not as much smell. So the blue paper towels, you just pull up, put down, you're good to go. Now, the bedding is going to be nice for one reason I'll get to in just a second. However, there's gonna be a lot more dust and it is gonna smell a little bit worse. However, if there is a water spill with the blue paper towels, it does not soak everything up and you will end up having a lot of very wet chicks, which is not a very good thing. But with the bedding, if you have bedding in there and there's a water spill, it does soak all that up, and the chicks are gonna be, if not all dry, mostly dry, and you're not gonna have the possibility of losing some. Because obviously the chicks are very small, and so if they get wet, that is a big issue because they get really cold really fast. Which brings me to the next point. And again, this is the whole reason for this video is to show you don't have to spend $1 million to get started with Coturnix quail. You can do it fairly cheap and raise quite a bit of them in a very fast amount of time. But there's different ways to do it. So the blue paper towels, the tote, the bedding, you know, this, that, and the other. And we'll show you some other ideas too. But the other thing you'll need is, other than food, is a heat light of some sort. Now, probably not ideal, and we might not do it now, but this is what we did back in the day. We would secure it here right in the middle, and then we would fluctuate it with the plastic totes. It's not the safest thing in the world, but that's what we did. We didn't know any better. So if you're gonna do a plastic tote, it would probably be better to do a heat plate which is also on the Amazon store you can check out. Or a couple of customers have recommended the heat pads, like for reptiles. We have not tried those before. They're not on our Amazon store yet because I want to actually test it out before we put it on there. But that's another option. Again, there's many different options and many different ways to raise Coturnix quail. But we're going to show you something else just real quick on how you can brood quail. And hopefully it's giving you some sort of ideas. So really, to keep it simple, all you need to start raising Coturnix quail is some sort of water, some sort of feeder, and we actually have a feeder water combo on our Amazon store you can check out. You need some sort of heat lamp, whether it's a heat bulb or ceramic or a heat plate or maybe even possibly a heating pad. I'm not too sure about that one. I can't recommend that yet, but that is how other people do it. Some sort of box, some sort of tote. It doesn't even have to be this. It can be just, I mean, put 4 pieces of plywood together. Like, you don't need a lot. And then either the blue paper towels or some bedding down. I don't think that they need to go on wire right away. I wouldn't recommend that. But it's that simple. So you could probably even get it cheaper than that, but I got everything except for the feed for $45. We're actually doing a feed test now on how much feed it is that each chick eats up until they are fully grown. We've got the dollar amount. We know how much it costs to raise a quail, but we don't know actually how much they eat individually. So we're doing that test now, so that video will be coming soon. So I'm very excited about that. This is all you need. I'm going to show you another option that you can get, and then we'll show you some different options for when they grow out of this as well. So hopefully this is helping. If it is, hit the like button, support the channel. So this is a Dale's Quails Brooders. His website will be in the description if you want to check it out. We love Dale. We met him at Quail Con 2021. He and his family are trying to be self-sufficient, and he does this at his homestead, and this is how he supports his family. They are very well made. We really, really like them. He also supports the 18 and under contest, but these are brooders as well. Now this one is the small. It's about, I don't know, it's about 2 by 2. So that would be 4 feet. So let's do the math. If we recommend 6 chicks per square foot and it's 2 by 2, how many chicks can you fit in here? About 24, 20, 22, 24, 25 will be just fine for the first 3 or 4 weeks. So this is $75 on the website. They have a larger one for like $112, I believe. But he's got a lot of other stuff on the website as well you can check out. Now this one is nice. We've already done a review on this. It's on the playlist that I'll put in the description, but it's got a wire bottom, which is really nice. And I know I showed you the tote idea, and again, we used that for about 1.5 years. Would we ever do that again? Probably not. It's a lot more work, a lot more hassle, and things like that. But starting out, I mean, that's kind of the fun part, right? The journey. So I'm not saying anything negative about that at all. I do think eventually you're going to go to something like this. So maybe you want to save that $45 and just go straight towards this. So this will come with all of this. He has improved it a little. You'll still need the feeder, water, and heat plate, heat pad, heat lamp, whatever you want to use. This is a great deal too. This is available on his website, and I just wanted to give you that option. So hopefully that helps you understand maybe ways you can save money on the brooding process. And now we're going to show you some cage ideas, so stay tuned. All right, so now we're going to be talking about a couple of different options as far as housing your adults. And this thing doesn't look like much, but George bought this on Craigslist 4 or 5 years ago for $10. So these are just multiple stacked rabbit cages, so you can buy just a single stack, but this came the way it is. It came with these little rabbit feeders, which are J feeders, and these would work just fine. These are pretty much what we have in our barn, just a larger size. So these came with it. And again, all this came for just 10 bucks on Craigslist. And this would work just fine. The bottom flooring is 1/2x1, which would work just fine on that. You might want to do something with this if you're going to leave them outside as far as predator proof, but not too much. They might be okay, but if they're in a garage or a barn or anything like that, this would be just fine. He used the regular waters that we keep showing you and just put these in here like so, and then had the feeder right here. He does use this for rabbits now, and but this is just what he did. The other option you can do is we love these. These are troughs by Wynola Ranch, and you could do a bucket on top, you know, the bucket system, and just hang these either on the side or on the back, and you're good to go. So this is just one option. Again, you don't have to do this. We're going to show you a couple different options, but this video really is just to show you that you can do it real fast, easy, and cheap, or you can go extravagant, whatever the case may be. So next we're going to show you the aviary. So again, we're going to talk about the aviary setting in just a second. A lot of people do that as well and have great success with it, but I did want to show you real quick. This is a quail tractor, a chicken tractor, that Papa the Builder built. It doesn't have to be this extravagant. He did the wattle fencing and all that, and it looks really cool. And we would just move it every day. There used to be, we haven't used it for a while, but there used to be rope here, and then we would just pull it just a little bit every day. The eggs would come out the back, and then inside he just put a piece of plywood there, and that's where the feed and water went, so then when we moved it every day, it wouldn't be, you know, spilling over and getting caught and things like that. But a chicken tractor / quail tractor worked great for us for a long time. So you could do something like that as well. Now, I did not mention this before, but in the rabbit hutch and in this, if they're in a closed space, we recommend 3 to 3.5 quail per square foot. The aviary is going to be the only one that's a little bit different. So I'll show you this. And again, these are just options that you can use. We have kept quail in here before. We built this for bobwhites, chuckers, pheasants, things like that. And we've actually gotten rid of all of those for right now. We need to redo the wiring and the fencing on this so that it's more predator proof. But we have kept quail in here before. They do just fine. Typically you can do about 1 quail per square foot in a setting like this. They typically do okay. The reason why you don't want to do 1 quail per square foot in a cage or a rabbit hutch or something like that is because they'll become very, very territorial, whereas out here they have so much space that really isn't the problem. So that's just a thought. The only things that you'll need out here is a water, which I don't know if this one is or not. Yeah, this one you can plug in. Obviously we're not using the aviary right now. But it's a heated water, which helps a lot, and then, you know, a couple places for the feed, and then we do have to redo all of this, so keep that in mind. But we put this here. This used to be up a little bit more, but they could get under there for security and getting out of the elements. And then right in the back, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of like a lean-to, and that again was being able to get them out of the elements, the rain, the snow, things like that. So we will be using this next year. We just have to fix all the netting and the wire, or the fencing and all that, to make sure that they are safe. But we'll be using this. The goal was that we were going to use this year for our grow out males, and we just never got around to it. Quail Con happened and all kinds of stuff. So, but this is another option. So there's many different options that you can choose to how to raise your quail. We're going to show you 1 or 2 more, and then we'll get off here. So we'll see in just a second. So again, another option is, and I really recommend the Wynola Ranch cages. We talked about the brooding process, and we talked about, you know, the rabbit hutch and the quail tractor and things like that. Again, if you're going to be raising quail for an extended period of time, I really do think at the end of it, you're going to be doing something like this anyway, whether you're buying the Wynola Ranch cage or building one. But I really love this one. This one is actually the Myshire edition. So they put this together for us and took a lot of the things that we had said. And so, you know, this is more predator proof here, so it can go outside. You can just put something on top to do that. It's got, not only does it have the trough that we absolutely love, but it's got a little protector here so it keeps all the stuff out of the water. Comes even with a bucket so that you can just fill this up, and it's got coated wire. So again, you can check them out. Their website will be on our in the description as well. But you know, this would be the next step up, and then after that, you know, we've got our cages that we build here. And I won't show you all that stuff because we've got plenty of videos on that. That'll be in the description as too. But again, this video was completely to show you that there's more than 5 ways to raise Coturnix quail, and you just got to find out what's best for you. So hopefully that helps. If it does, hit the like button, support the channel. I would appreciate it. And until next time, stay safe, everybody.